Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Holly, and today is going to be really a crazy easy video. It's a little time consuming, but I'm just creating some binder covers for the some binder sheets for the front and the back of my student binders, and creating a decorative spine so that when I line all my students' binders up in a row, it creates a really cute picture. I'm changing my theme this year. I took down all my primary color decor, all my fabric that I had on the wall, and the borders, and I'm going boho. So it's going to be like neutral or muted tones with a boho type theme. So that's what I'm changing my entire classroom to. And so this is where I'm starting. So I have just picked images that I like. So these are backgrounds. I clicked the design element at the top left of Canva, and then I just typed in boho. And so I'm just picking and choosing and copying and pasting elements that I like. So right now I'm messing with the block that's in the middle. I mess with it way too long. And this is why things take me forever, because I play with it and then I decide I don't like that. I change the font, I change the shape, I don't like the center. And it takes me much longer than I'm sure it would any average person, because I don't know why. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm deciding if I like the big square or if I like a rectangle, to make it pleasing to the eye when I look at these binders. Now, are my first graders going to care if my square is a square or a rectangle? No, they're not even going to notice, I'm sure. But I want it to look perfectly cute, and so I am changing it until I like the colors and the font. So I'm going to dilly-dally and mess with that way too much, and now I'm going to pause and skip to what I actually decided. So I decided I liked the light sage green rectangle, and I kind of like that font student data binder, and then I deleted the journal that was the word journal that was underneath. And I'm just going to pause right there because it's taken me too long to figure it out, and then move on to something else. So still within the boho theme, I found this super cute growth mindset or boho goal setting sheet, and I just added another page. If you click the little plus mark, you can add another page. So you can add as many pages as you want to your document. And I am changing these goals or positive sayings to match what I teach in my classroom. So we talk a lot about growth mindset and that mistakes are okay, setting goals, only competing with yourself. We talk about it throughout the entire year. So I am taking each one of these, like no regrets. I'm not going to use that one, self-awareness. My students don't know what that is. And just changing it to like first grade talk. And so when my students are looking at their binders as we're adding sheets for conferences or resetting goals or talking about, anything that we need to work on, they can look at the back of their binder and they can remind themselves what our focus is. So setting goal, health is wellness. Health is wealth. That has nothing to do with first grade. So I'm just changing all of these. So I'm going to pause and skip to the end and talk about what I added on the back of each of these. So we have, I can set goals. I can challenge my brain. Nobody's perfect. I love life. Love life. I think I changed that one. I love me. I can try again. I'm important. Share my thoughts. I'm curious. I'm loved. Mistakes are okay. Proud of myself. I am kind. The more we talk, the more we understand. I can learn new things. So all of these are really important in our classroom, and this is really the umbrella for all the learning that we do in the classroom. It all drives it right back to growth mindset. So I like that, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little heart. Position that right where I want it, and then move on. So now I need to find the font for the front page. So I'm going back to search for some font for the front page, and it needs to be something I'm happy with. And I found this cute over the rainbow blocky type font. So I grabbed that. I hit Command C on my keyboard, which copies it, and then drag it to where you want it. Place your cursor and then hit Command V. I have a MacBook Pro. So Command V, and that pastes it right where you want it. And then you can play with the color and the shape of your font. So if you go up to where it says effects, you can click and then move on those little letters, the capital and lowercase, and it'll put a shadow or a block or off center or whatever. And you can play with it however you want it, reshape it, resize it just by moving the corners of the boxes where you want them. This Canva is really easy to work with. And then for your letter spacing, if you slide that little button to the left, it closes the gaps between your letters. And for the spaces between the lines of your text, you can also drag and close those gaps as well. So then I went and I found a font that I liked. Here's another growth mindset. I just copied the entire page. I said add page, copied the entire page, changed that wording and typed in growth mindset just to make sure that I liked the way it would look after I typed in my own letters, positioned that where I wanted it, and then deleted those hearts because that's overkill, way too much detail going on there. So I wanted it nice and clean, and then I'm going to slide back down to the back page because I noticed the background of that back page has a color to it, and I want that back page just to have a white background as well. So in a second here, after I quit messing with my centers and where my letters are sitting, I'm going to get rid of that background. Now, after I had the background removed and it's white, I had to go back and try to think of what image I wanted to use as I'm scanning across the spines of the binders as they're all lined up. What image do I want to see? So I went back to the Boho images, the designs, and I found this Welcome to First Grade, Mrs. Benson's Room. And so I added 2 more pages and I deleted the words that she had on the rainbow, and I went back to elements and I typed in Boho again, and I found these really pretty hearts that I liked, and I lined those up. So the hearts are going to be at the very tippy top of the spines for each binder. So each binder will have its own heart, and that is just kind of a visual way for me that would help me line up my words as I'm placing them underneath the hearts. Do you have to do the hearts? No, you can definitely just measure your words. And I use this little ruler grid. I added my grid at the top there because I know that my spines are 3/4 inch or my binders are 3/4 inch. It didn't help me because although my binders might be 3/4 inch, and I tried to make these measurements 3/4 inch, they were too big. So I think my binders are either actually 1/2 inch. They're not used. I mean, they're not new, they're used. So I really don't know what size they are. Or maybe they're 3/4 inch binders, but the little pockets for the spines are much smaller than that. In any case, I did a row of 9 across the binders. And I'm just doing this very quickly. I'm just copying and pasting the text. This technique is called work harder, not smarter. Why I didn't do a text box and line everything up to the left and then turn my text box, I don't know. But I actually had to come back and redo it anyway because I had to make a row of 12 instead of a row of 9 because these were too big and I had to cut them down way too much. So I actually printed, laminated everything, and then wound up coming back and redoing it. So in a second here, you're going to see the row of 9 turn into a row of 12. And this time I worked smarter, not harder. So I placed all my text in a text box, did my row, and then I turned it horizontally. And then you can use your little slide bar to spread those gaps out if you need them to stretch a little bit further or squeeze them in tighter. And then the reason why it starts at number 3 is because I made like little bookends that have just a blank, there's not an image. So these are my little bookends. So the blank ones are going to be at the beginning of the rainbow and at the end of the rainbow, and then you'll see the rainbow in the middle. So here's my row of 12, and then I laminated those again and then recut them and slid them into my binder spines, and they were perfect. They look Super cute. Here is my row of my binders, so you can see the bookends that have no image on the left and the right, and then that beautiful muted rainbow in the middle. I think my students are going to love it. We were told that if we had furniture that wasn't student-centered, that we would have to get it out, and I am not moving that sucker, so it is staying there, and it is now my writing center. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments below, and I hope you have an amazing day.